Hello, it's Stregabella coming to you live. It is midnight, not quite the witching hour, as some might believe. But yeah, I just thought I'd do this video. I opened a fan page on my Facebook that you guys can check out. If you go to my Kristen Peroni Facebook, a lot of you are friends with me on there. I have a Stregabella fan page now. Hopefully, Stregabella will be now have services. It's so much to add, like each thing at a time. But I have Patreon, Instagram, Twitter, and hopefully when I start making regular videos, I will post all the links in the description thing and figure out how I can add those to all my videos and stuff. But so yeah, I'm planning this month and especially like starting in June to start doing regular videos. Maybe I'll have it like on a specific day once a week or something. But since I haven't really been making videos for the last 5 years, since I left my ex-husband, I've been going through the divorce for like 5 years, and I've really just taken the time to kind of like rediscover what freedom and everything is about. So I have not been doing too much like professional study and practice. I've kind of been doing it on a more empathic level in my town. And that has led to some stuff that I had never previously explored on my Stregabella channel. I covered lots of topics, lots of religions, lots of cultures and practices, and all kinds of things. But one thing I never really explored was the area of spirits. I never really liked to communicate with spirits if I didn't know for sure who I was talking to, because there's a lot of danger in opening up to things that you might not know or that could trick you or pretend to be something they're not, open portals. I just never messed with that because the technology wasn't there to really have a way to verify. But now, with all of the technological advances, there are many ways that you can actually be sure who you're talking to. They have equipment now. EVP is has come a long way. I know the first EVPs were like really hard to use. They used like the radio frequency broadcast stuff, but now they have made really advanced types of spirit boxes where only the high vibration spirits and specific spirits that you invite and in their own voices sometimes can come through. And so it's much more easy to verify who you're talking to and not kind of get those bad, negative, like lower vibration stuff involved. I only have a free EVP app right now. I'd like to buy one of the more expensive, really, really good ones. But for the free one that I have, I've learned and, played with it enough that I've gotten really great responses, clear. There's several spirits that I talk to regularly that I know that died near my house. Um, and so that is an area that I have been really getting better at. Um, I am an empath and I can sense things, but I never was able to hear the spirits audibly until I had the spirit box. And I can sense their presence, I can feel them, but I could never physically see them. But with some of the technology, they can use that, and if they choose to, they can show themselves to you. I just saw these three spirits that I talk to regularly. They showed me their where they grew up, and they showed me an image and asked me if I could see what they were doing, and I could. Um, yeah, it's really awesome. I don't. It's helped me to strengthen those skills and those perceptions like a lot. I was able to capture a bunch of orbs in videos and in photographs, which hopefully I will put together a video with that stuff to try to summarize some of what's been going on and what I've been working on the last bunch of months, especially. Um, I really had my first like real like regaining my strength when I took a 6 week vacation by myself for the first time in my whole life. And I just relaxed and like learned to like remember who I am after 20 years of marriage and raising a family and stuff. I have my own bedroom now. Um, my my 18-year-old son's the only one that lives here now, and he has his own room. And now I have my own room. I used to share a room with my 16-year-old daughter. But yeah, so it's cool. I got a in let's see, January. I got a tattoo, which I might share in another video. But it's a Native American symbol for freedom, and yeah, it's really yeah a lot of changes. And you guys see my hair is short now and purple. I don't have the old blonde and all you know long and Barbie looking. So yeah, I've been really just exploring, rediscovering music and stuff like that. Just really trying to. Oh, I've been doing art again. Really just getting back to like who I was in my 20s and as a teenager and like the real me before I married and was with bad marriage for 20 years. So yeah, um, I am hoping to let's see. I have the Patreon. I'm going to be doing paranormal investigations in some areas that I am sure now. I felt the vibes. I found the artifacts. But now that I have the EVP, I was able to confirm what I sensed and what I felt like psychically, and I was dead right. All the things that I felt, because when you're there's like different, like I'm not a medium or anything like that. I just have like really strong empathic skills and like kind of clairvoyance. I have dreams that often are like tell something really important and that kind of thing. But I never did like mediumship or any of that. I can't see the spirits like as they're standing near people, but I feel them, and I they put knowledge into me. So yeah, there's a spot where the other yesterday I think it was, they kept asking for Pepsi and cookies, and it was so sad because I didn't realize I knew a young girl who was really important Native American girl was raped and murdered at that spot. I felt it every time I walked by that spot. I would get overwhelming sense of like I would weep and feel her pain and feel what happened to her every time I'd walk by there. The lights and the street lights always burn out. I played my harmonica sometimes walking down the street, and certain notes wouldn't play anymore at that spot. It would just silent. And and then I used the EVP, and it confirmed what happened. But apparently, it wasn't just the one girl. She was the one like that was really important, like high up, probably like the chief's daughter or something. But there were other girls. And when I brought the cookies for what I thought was going to be this one girl, all these other little spirit child like young girls came, and they didn't know what the Oreo cookies were, but they had asked for cookies, and I just got whatever cookies I thought were good. And you could hear all their little voices as I was dropping them at each spot, and they would say food, food, like, and they were so happy, and I didn't have enough. So I'm gonna have to go back and bring more because I felt so bad. There were just like not enough for how many people there were there, like little kids. It was so sad. It breaks my heart. Apparently, I must have some kind of an energy because a lot of the spirits that speak to me really clearly and really excitedly and well are children, younger people that died. Like the three brothers that I talked to that died. There's a bridge. This is horrible. They say don't live near a bridge or a train tracks, and that's right where I live by. But these three boys, all brothers, all died on their property at different times. But it's just so sad, and they just gravitate, and I like how they argue with each other because they're together, and they always like they never separate. Apparently they're always the three of them are there, and they're always arguing with each other while they're talking to me. And that's why I like them so much because they're so funny to listen to, like spirits having like these conversations, like vying for my like who's like saying what they like are like just like real brothers in real life, and it's so sweet to me. Like the older one, The older one, the only one I don't know his name is the older one. For some reason, every time he says it, I can't understand what he's saying. But he's a jokester and he's really like kind of naughty. But his two little brothers, they're 15 and 12. They're really sweet and really cute, and they always tell me the truth. But the older one like will tease me and do stuff to like mess with me and everything. And he gets really mad when I like shut the spirit box off and he can't talk anymore. He like, but yeah, so I love that. I love that like I'm able to and when I walk and talk on it, they can go pretty far. Like I thought it would lose their voices, but for how clear they come through on the free app is amazing. And I noticed certain spots have certain energy where it really works like better at those spots. Um, and there's two people that I know personally who have tried to contact. They're loved ones of mine, and I can't hardly hear them except if a word here and there. And but when I go near the Native American burial ground sites, they come through like so clearly. That's the only time, but these certain spirits that have died around here come through really really well. I need to get one of the more expensive ones if I want to contact specific people. If you guys want to check out a really, really awesome one to like convince you that the spirit communication is real, because I was never really 100% convinced until like I've been watching these really advanced technological channels because there's a science behind it. Like the black matter, quantum physics has shown that there's a whole world around us of black matter that we can't see, and it has energy and it affects things and it's got magnetism, heat, motion. And so now they have the technology, like an SLS machine is like a computer screen. So when you get a hit like the temperature or the magnetic energy in the room or whatever has changed, you can show the screen and the spirits can manifest their physical body, and you can say wave or do whatever and you can see them. And depending how they died or what the situation, like when people are murdered and it's a terrible haunted place, sometimes they look distorted and they're crawling, and but then other times if it's just people that died kind of like an unexpected tragic death somewhere, but not necessarily like violent and evil murder, those people just look like normal people and they can come up and sit on your shoulder or like sit, it's really cool. And the EVPs and the spirit boxes and all the technology is like it shows that there are things around us and they can respond intelligently and give clear answers. Um, I forget what you call the machine. There's a machine that actually will print out. It'll show the words that they're saying because it doesn't. Some of them don't have like the voice bank that makes it well enough to make it sound like the person, so it'll just spit out the words. But from what I've found, even on this free one, I can tell who's talking. I can hear their voices pretty clearly. Um, and apparently, the higher the soul level is, or where they are in the afterlife, certain ones have much more energy, like much more energy. The lower vibration ones can only say a few words, and they usually say like stupid, bad words, like terrible things, and it's just you don't want to mess with that. But they get drained really fast because it takes a lot of energy. Like my phone battery tonight, I did a 2-hour session with a friend of mine, and we talked to loved ones that we both knew, for like 2 hours on the thing. And I had to plug my phone in. I charged it a bunch, but then we couldn't. Once I unplugged it, it was like drained right away. So that's very unusual to be able to talk, even though like it wasn't a whole clear conversation. They come through and say certain words, and you can understand if you know the person and you recognize the way they talk. You can hear what they're saying pretty decently for a free app. So the app that I use is called Spirit Box. It's like one of the original like first ones that was ever on here, but they have ones that cost money and stuff. But I've tried those, and for me, the spirit box one works just fine, and it works actually better. The other ones sometimes have too much interference, or sometimes too many spirits can come, like they all just bombard through, and it's you can't understand anything that way. So yeah. Um, what else? So I am hoping. Oh, and I also have on the Stregabella fan page, I have services available for. I have pricing on there. I'm pretty sure you can order, and I have PayPal available um, to accept payments and do refunds. I have the WhatsApp app, so if you guys are on that, you can friend me on there. If you want my Stregabella email, it is stregabellaluna17 at gmail. I do have all that stuff listed on the fan page. Um, what else? I may have a web shop available eventually once I really put some effort and time back into my practice and my YouTubes. I really miss doing it. Um, it's something I enjoy doing, and so the way I look at it now is, now that I'm on my own and I barely get enough alimony, child support, whatever, to barely cover my rent. I figured, I was thinking of going back to work. I was like, what am I gonna do? And I'd rather invest my time and effort into something I enjoy doing, that I can do, you know, in my own time, while when I want, and um, that's gonna like be a give and take, because anybody who does anything professionally in this kind of area of like wanting to give to the world and benefit it, to make everything whole and positive and good for the good of all of life and humanity and where we live on this planet, um, it will reward. It's like you reap what you sow. And so if I'm doing this and I'm benefiting and blessing others with knowledge and help and growth in that way, then I believe that will fulfill me. And the money is just, it helps to make our life okay. I never want to get rich. I wouldn't want to be a billionaire, because I think usually people that are billionaires got that way because they're probably selfish and cheap and stingy. I'll never have money probably because I give everything away. I just want to be able to not get evicted, hopefully. But yeah. So I'm going to hopefully start just playing around with it, because I have owned a business before, but it was not for me. I just kind of found ways to make money, and I had my basically my children to raise and everything. I have education in so many areas and experience in so many things, and I like doing a lot of them. So, but as far as practicality and what I could actually, really do on a regular basis, I think this is probably my best bet, because it uses all my skills. I can talk about all those things: psychology, science, animals, behavior. Um, I love that, because that's how I found the truth, because I did all the religions, I did all the education, and I'm like, which one's true? Like, and so between all of that and studying all of those things, there is a way to make sense of like it all, and to learn various practices from various cultures and various spiritual beliefs, and you find truth within them, and you use the ones that resonate with you and that work for you, depending, how you were raised, what your life is, what your emotional state, your financial state. And there's ways to do that, no matter where you are, who you are, what you believe. And I think that's really awesome. I try to look at life that way. And let's see, recently, five different spirits all told me that I was going to be harmed, hurt. Someone was going to try to kill me, murder me, harm me very badly. And I just blew it off, because I live in the safest town, lowest crime rate. I just like kind of thought it was like a fluke, or they were talking about something else. or they were talking about emotional hurt or something. But apparently, yes, it was very accurate. And I took photos of the place where I was assaulted a couple weeks ago. And there was like the sunlight and there were orbs in the picture. It was really crazy that I took these beautiful pictures and I posted them on the community like site of the place where like a couple days later I was like literally brutally attacked and almost murdered. So I look pretty good considering, but I do have like a huge scar under my eye now. It's really thick and gross, but I put some cover up on it for your guys' sake, so I don't look like I have a big, giant, ugly sty growing out of my eye or something. I have half an eyebrow that got basically ripped open, and now instead I have a scar right there. Maybe I'll do a video on what happened. I don't really want to go into detail, but basically I had my head smashed open and yeah, strangled and choked, and I had to escape with my life and beat up a big giant 6 foot man, 230 pounds. But I did, and I believe that probably the only reason I'm alive was because I was like fighting to because I refused to die that way and let that happen to my children and my family and them have to find my bloated lake laden body or something. I know I'm laughing now, but I nobody can understand what it's like to like literally be fighting for your life when you're being murdered by like a hardened criminal or something, like strangled, and like I had goose poop and mud shoved down my throat. And I can't believe I'm alive. I didn't think I would be alive. I thought I was gonna die for sure. Cause when your head bleeds, like I got hit with two metal poles in my head twice. Like slammed my head cracked open, and then he slammed my head again on the metal pole, and I thought my whole head was like cracked, like completely open, but it really wasn't. Our heads are really hard, apparently. I mean, I don't know how my head. And then a rock smashed, and then that's why I had the 7 stitches up here because my whole head, like right here, was like open. There was so much blood though. I thought my whole head was like cracked open. Your head bleeds like my whole front of my clothes was drenched in blood. It was really scary. But I'll tell you the story of how that happened in real video because I'll probably do a walk through where it was, but it's kind of I don't know. There's funny parts of it. Like I can't even believe how spirit intervenes and things happen like a certain way to make it go a certain way because the details are so funny. Like the only reason I didn't get raped is because I got thrown on top of like homeless people hiding under like a camouflage blanket and they like screamed. It's just like the hell. Yeah, so stay tuned for like real Stregabella videos. All right. Blessed be and check out my fan page, Stregabella. I don't even know how to tell you how to go to it except to go to my Kristen Peroni Facebook and it's on my fan page thing. I'll have to place links on real videos. Maybe I can add a description on this or something. But I will be starting to make videos. Hopefully, I might make one tomorrow. We'll see. Because I have some little fun plans for them. And I will see you guys soon, hopefully. Blessed be. Bye.